Say you're the head of the Sinaloa cartel. Now, the cartels count their money by weighing it in 18-wheelers. But one sunny Mexican day, your in-house money scrubber comes to you and says you're 30 million light. Who can you trust to do the forensic accounting, track your stolen cash? Deloitte & Touche, H&R Block? You, somehow, contact an individual capable of coming in cold, uncooking years of books, and getting out alive. I retire in 7 months. Before I do, I need to know who he is. How he does it. I mean, who survives this kind of clientele? The secrets this guy has.
So, the accountant, how did you get involved?
Well, I auditioned for the casting director for the film, and then I was then called back in to meet with Gavin O'Connor, our director. And for me, it was really just about sort of getting a sense of the essence of the character that, I read in the screenplay, and trying to sort of do my version of who I thought she was. And so I was just very fortunate that, my interpretation and the producers and directors' interpretation of the character sort of meshed.
Lynette Howell, the producer, sent me the script, and I read it and found it wildly original and met with her, and we decided to partner on it with also Mark Williams, the other producer, and then they said, okay, you're our guy.
What attracted you in the script?
It was wildly original. It was unlike anything I'd read before, and there was sort of this cross-pollination of all these different genres that were running through the movie. So I found that to be unique and challenging, and then most of all, this very interesting, curious character that I'd never seen in cinema. So that was really attractive to me.
And how did the cast come together? Was it an easy process or a difficult one? Or?
It was really easy to be. I'd love to say it was. I mean, every actor that I approached, the first person for each role said yes. So it was one of those things I felt very blessed and I was grateful, and everybody I wanted, they all said yes.
How did you get into financial consulting?
Department of Labor statistics indicate it's one of the fastest growing professions. Actuarial sciences are experiencing tremendous growth as well.
Okay. I like the balance of it. I like finding things that aren't obvious. Plus, my dad was an accountant. He actually, he had the whole shtick. The the little amortization book and the green eye shade, and the, dorky pocket protector, and...
I have a pocket protector.
That's a nice one.
I think what was different on this one was the depth of it of research that we had to do to figure out, the fidelity and accuracy of and honesty and truthfulness of someone who's on the spectrum, and because it's so nuanced and so varied with anybody you meet on the spectrum. It's not like there's one thing that everybody has. They're as unique and nuanced and different as anybody who's a neurotypical. So we had to figure out, okay, how do we identify who Christian is, living, breathing, moving, behaviorally, all that stuff. So that was challenging because it just required a lot of research.
And I mean, obviously there are many, as you said, many different types of the spectrum. I mean, did you have people on set who were advisors and things like that?
Yeah, I had, before we ever got this on set, Ben and I, we did months of research and beyond sitting down with educators and specialists and watching documentaries and podcasts and reading books, all that stuff. What was the biggest, what most informed the performance was we had access to many men, 18 to 30 years old, that were on the spectrum, and they opened up their lives to us, their hearts, their stories, and they helped us build, they knew what we were doing. They wanted to help. So that was the biggest thing for us, was just having access to all these guys.
Christian Wolf last year ran $75,543 through his accounting firm.
Who is Christian Wolf?
The accountant.
Well,
He's playing with us. He can't clean that kind of money through an accounting firm. The paper trail's too heavy, so he's laundering it through cash businesses. All of those are in the same strip mall south of Chicago.
ZZZ?
I mean, he doesn't care about the traffic. It's a front. All of it. Christian Wolf, Carl Gauss, Lewis Carroll. He's using the names of famous mathematicians as a cover.
So you're telling me this guy risks his life doing forensic accounting for some of the scariest people on the planet, collects his fee, goes to all the trouble of laundering it, and then gives almost all of it away?
Well, what if he's taking other means of payment?
Yeah, possible, yeah.
I got him, Ray.
Maybe.
Your character gets to spend a fair bit of time with J.K. Simmons. What was he like to work with?
JK was great to work with. I mean, you know, he's obviously an incredibly talented actor and has been working for a very long time. And, you know, when we got started on filming, he had just sort of come off of Whiplash and was in the middle of awards season. So it was really kind of cool to see him going through that process as we were making this movie. And what I thought was great was he was able to kind of always set that aside and come to work and just really be focused on this story and this character. So I really admired that about him. And, you know, obviously for me, it's a career highlight to get to work with somebody like JK.
We should go.
Also, it's got a lot of great action sequences, so that must have been a lot of fun to shoot at times.
It was fun to shoot for me and probably exhausting for Ben because he had to do a lot of the action. But he was, you know, he trained for, you know, we did two things. We were doing all the autism research for months. And then Ben, you know, part of his day was that. And the other part of his day was the training for months. And then after that, he was hanging out with his family.
What's it like watching kind of Ben come to life as this character? Because I guess your character wouldn't spend that much time together.
Yeah, it was really exciting because I knew upon reading the script that it was going to be a challenging role for any actor to take on. It's not easy, you know, to portray all of the different things one needs to portray. And it was great to see, you know, the fully realized version of Christian Wolf. My only sort of, you know, sense of it was our initial table read when we all sat down. So I sort of heard Ben read it at the very beginning of production, and then the next time I saw anything was really when I saw the movie. So I think he gives this really, you know, great nuanced portrayal of a very complex character.
He has highly advanced cognitive skills. The obsessive personality.
Can our son lead a normal life?
Define normal. Maybe he's capable of much more than we know.
Say you're the head of the Sinaloa cartel. Who can you trust to track your stolen cash? He's capable of coming in gold, uncooking years of books, and getting out alive. Imagine the secrets this guy has.
Who are you?
Can our son lead a normal life?
Define normal.